Hey there folks, thanks for joining us on another board game night. Tonight we're playing Barenpark, or Barenpark, from Mayfair Games and Phil Walker Harding, the designer. Right, so with me tonight I have Molo, and this is his copy of the game. Dave, Kabali, and myself, Jason. Right, so if you're not familiar, we're going to give you an overview of the game. So we're going to explain some of the rules, so you can get a general idea of how it works. And then we're going to come back to you with a gameplay turn where you can see us playing for a few rounds and see the flow of the game. And then we'll end that off with a verdict where we talk about the game and give you our verdict on it. Okay, so each player will start with one of these. This is the entrance to your Barenpark zoo thing. Right, it's double-sided, but I think they are exactly the same on either side, but you can play different race. So
nationality.
Nationality.
Race. Fucking hell.
I'm the Japanese, and
who are a different race to us.
And we also start with what is this called, an ablution block?
It's a toilet.
So because I'm the first player, I start with a single one. These two guys start with a double one, and then Martin has a triple one, which you'll see on the side here. They have different lengths. And the reason why that's relevant is because this is kind of a Tetris spatial game. So what you're going to do on your turn, you place one of the components that you've acquired onto the board. So for example, if I place this toilet onto this wheelbarrow section over there, I can then take one of these tiles, and it's on the other side now, so it shows you wheelbarrow is this section over here. So I can take one of these, a river tile, or
food court, avenue, or whatever they were.
Toilets, park, etc. If I placed it on the little construction truck, I can then take from there or there. So then I can get some of the zoos. So these are some of the smaller bag enclosures. And then of course if I place it on, which I don't have on the start of one of these diggers, I can then take from these bigger ones over here. And then when you take them, you place them next to your park. And on your next turn, you can then place one of those down and get more and more facilities. You can also get more tiles if you place it on the construction crew. You can get more tiles, and they are double-sided, and you can place them down anywhere you want. What you're trying to do is basically fill up squares. So you fill up all these squares except for this one right here. When you get to a point where everything is filled except that one, you get one of these monuments, and they start at a higher. So this one's with 16 points, goes all the way down to 1. Obviously, the first person to finish one will take the first one, which is with 16 points, and so on until they're all done. But we also have some objectives. These come out randomly, and I don't know how many there are in the box. How many different ones are there, Mother?
Oh, some. It might say in my official.
There's 80.
rules.
We'll just go with 80.
Yeah, alright, fine. So these objectives are obviously different. So for example, this one says the first person to have 3 panda enclosures. So for example, this is a panda enclosure because it has little pandas on. That's not the only 3. You got some more down here.
Are there enough tiles for each of us, so one of us won't get one?
That's right, yeah. Okay. And they also go down in points as well. So the first one's with 8, second one's with 5, third one's with 2. So that one is get 3 pandas. That one has 3 connecting river tiles, and that one is build 2 statues on the same turn.
Which sounds really difficult.
It does actually. And that's pretty much it. So we keep going round and round, just placing a tile, getting new tiles. The next turn placing those tiles until... How does the game end, Trigger?
When the first person to finish the 4th tile, we get one more turn after that.
So does that mean you can have a 5th tile, but 4 tiles... Oh, he doesn't know. Sorry. Let's have a musical interlude.
No, you can't. Sorry.
So 4 is the maximum you can
4
have.
is the maximum.
Okay.
Okay, and that's basically the general of the game. Very simple. Place your little enclosures, build your zoo. And
I believe if you get to a position where you don't get any new tiles, you can just take one of these green ones.
If you're forced
right?
to pass where you can't place a tile, then you can take a green tile instead.
Where you can't place, okay.
And that's pretty much it. So we'll come back to you in a second with gameplay. See you in a bit. Alrighty, so we've had a few turns, and we've started building our parks. As you can see, I'm the first player, so you'll see me go first. This is what my park looks like. So I've got a couple of tiles to place. I'll be placing one of those this turn. And then I've got an extra tile with a couple of panda enclosures. Start of a river. It's all looking good. This is Martin's. You can look it upside down, but let's see what his is.
Mine looks both ways anyway, it's fine.
Dave has got shot into an early lead as he's completed the first section. He's got 3 connected rivers, so he's picked up the objective over there. And he's also finished up his first one, so he's got the first 16-point statue.
Basically thrashing us.
And Molo has extended his board 3 times or twice. So he's got 3 boards now. All right. So, my turn. And I'm going to place this panda enclosure. And I'm going to place it like that.
Just that way.
So I'm going to be covering up the construction crew like that.
Jesus.
Which gives me another board. And I'm going to place said board. So it doesn't really matter. So like that. Now they have to go orthogonally next to each other like that. So you can put them there, there, there. But you can't put it in front of your entrance. That's me done. Oh yes, I just completed I forgot about that. I've completed 3 panda enclosures. So that's my bonus objective secured. 8 points in the bag. Let's see what the Molo is going to do.
Okay, nothing so spectacular. I will grab an orange to get that last higher pointed panda enclosure, and that will be my turn.
Christ.
Alright, I'm going to go there. And I will take the brown bear. Look.
Okay.
Mine? I'm going to go there. So I'm going to get 2 white and a green. I don't know what I'm going to pick yet, so you can carry on.
It's back to me. I've got a river and a toilet. So
Going down the pan for you.
and they have to touch. So for example, it has to touch something that you've already built. So for example, I could put that there. It's not going to give me any new tiles, which is a shame. I'm not sure I like that. I've got to think about this carefully now. Goodness me, I could be in trouble here. I want that to go there, and then I want another river to come out like that. That'll give me my river bonus. But I don't have any tiles to do it like that, so that's crap. Maybe I should place my toilet and just stick it in there, which will give me one of those tiles over there. Oh dear, already I've got too many decisions. I didn't think of this. Well, I have to do that.
Yeah, no.
And I'm going to go there. So I'm going to get me a white one, which is any of these over here. I don't need any more pandas, so I don't have to worry about pandas. The big square one is quite good. They all go down in point order as well. So is 7 the... Has anyone taken a yellow square?
I've got it, yes.
You've got the yellow 7. So all the yellow 7s are taken. I'm going to take that. Right, Molo.
Okay, I will pop that there for a green and a white. And that will also get me the 2nd place panda achievement. So green...
Which me and Dave are going to struggle to get. You basically now have to go get 3 of those 4 tiles, because neither of us have got pandas.
Can I use...
All that for 2 points as well, though.
Well, you don't have to do it.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be claimed.
Very
Okay.
true.
Alright,
likely
I'm
won't
going
be.
to go there, which gets me 2 whites and a new tile board.
Fancy. There we go.
I think that's got to go there for me.
I'm going to place that there, and I'll just have a new board. Oh, did you just take the fucking board as well? Christ.
I haven't taken any white tiles yet.
No, but I was working out stuff based on what I was about to lay.
I think I will take 2 panda enclosures.
Ooh, look, Dave's going for it. And then that's what Tony over here is doing.
Tony?
And then for me, just so I don't run out of tiles, I'm going to place this in the corner here. It's like covering a wheelbarrow and a truck.
You can't.
Oh, I can't.
Not touching.
Not touching. God damn it.
Looking good.
I'm not even pointing to it. I was trying to put it over there.
I've just done something. I'm not entirely sure it's legal. Those rivers have to flow into each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not legal then. I had all the tiles anyway. Oh, I
Well,
think,
that's, if you want to get the objective, I think you'll probably find just popping them down like that.
oh, so I can still place it like that?
Yeah, but you won't get the objective for it.
Oh, okay. Didn't it just say 3 touching river tiles?
Floating river tile, I imagine. Well, while they look at that,
That's fine.
I've actually figured out what I'm going to do. It's touching, it's got there, it's good, and I will get
Yeah, in fact,
another green
an
one.
example is just one's floating around.
And that's enough for that?
Oh no, that won't get you that.
Sure?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
That's not sure enough, Molo.
Okay, that's what the Klingon on Rado said. Okay.
The Klingon.
Once again...
Yeah, forming an uninterrupted watercourse across these tiles.
Right, okay.
Right. Okay, is it my turn?
It is.
Awesome. What I was going to do is not doable, so I will do something different. Pop that there instead. There we go. And that will grab me something lovely, I'm sure. We've set up moves as well, which is a bit of a pain. I will grab one of them.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to place my panda enclosure down there,
That was a good effort, Jason.
which grabs me a green. And I believe enough for a green. I'm going to take a toilet.
Whee.
Something I did forget to say at the start. Not particularly important, but you can only ever achieve these once. You can't do
Yes,
it
you did
again.
say that.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry.
We might not have mentioned it.
I'm going to put that there, so I get a white and an orange. That's difficult. Do I take the koala? You can carry on. I've just got to take my tiles.
Okay, I'm going to place, because I've just known I'm going to run into trouble again. So, you know what? I'm just going to do it, just to get the points. So, I've got my connected river. So, I get the river bonus. So, I've got 2 completed objectives. Woohoo, look at me go. And then we go over to the Molo.
I'm going to pop another play park in here and score. Gain no tiles from it.
Okay. I'm going to put the panda enclosure down there and take another panda enclosure.
So, Dave's 1 away from completing that objective.
Okay. I'm going to place... I think I'm going to place my river there. So I'll just have a tile, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then I've only got 1 tile left, so I need to make this count, otherwise I'm going to be passing on my next turn. So what I'm thinking is going there, which gives me one of the bigger tiles. So I'm going to do that to go there. Then I get to take one of these fancy tiles. And I want to make a good one here. And my spatial shit is not great. That's not going to go there.
I assume, Molo, once you cover that one up that gives you new boards, once you've got 4 boards,
Yeah, you don't get any
nothing
balls.
happens. And
I think I might do.
the game ends when one person fills all 4.
Yeah.
Immediately, we finish
Oh
that
no,
round sort of thing.
there's another round after that.
Oh yeah. Good one. Good done, Dave. I'll take that.
I'm bored of waiting for him to
Sorry,
decide.
Molo,
I'm going to complete all 4 areas of the park on each other player gets 1 more turn.
Okay.
So,
Jesus. It's terrifying.
okay, we'll pop this, I don't know, Gobi Bears, I think, to get 2 greens. What were the greens I needed to achieve my greenness, my glorious greenness? I think we'll grab one of them and one of them.
Where's the plastic bag falling? And then the Dave.
I'm going to put my panda enclosure there.
He's got it. He's done it.
All that for 2 points.
Whoa!
And
Well, it also comes with the
Oh,
9
yeah.
points that the pandas provide.
I am going to take a playground for my green.
And you get your pandas.
Oh, yes, and my panda. Ghosts.
The sky has fallen.
I'm
Chicken
going
Little.
to put that there. And get a green tile.
Really? Is that all you get for that?
And you've complete. Have you?
And I've completed
Oh yeah.
I'll have that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks, Shane.
I messed up slightly. That's annoying.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, I think you get the general gist of how this works. We keep going until someone completes 4 boards. Or there's no tiles left, which I can't imagine would be the case. So we'll be back shortly. All right. So we've finished off the game. We've tallied up the scores. So let's see what happened. So just to show you, Martin ended the game. And this is what my park looked like. I managed to get all 3 achievements. I still had 1 tile left, which I couldn't place because the game ended. And you can see there's a whole section. But at least it's in the corner, you know, where the guests don't go to yet. To build on that way. Martin obviously finished. And the reason he
Mine's
finished...
just a mishmash of stuff. It's like,
he's got everything filled. And that's what Dave looks like. Actually, that's what Dave looks like. And this is the Molo.
Hello. Mine is still a construction site, really.
Yeah.
Mostly children's play park, but occasionally there are bears in it.
Typical Molo.
Just to make it a little dangerous.
So, as you can guess by seeing the parks, we'll aim at last place. How much points did you have, Molo? Was it 60?
I got 60, yeah.
Third place was Dave. How many points?
65, but made a mistake. I could have got 71.
That's right. And then I got second, which was 101 points, which was not bad for second. But this man, 112, was it?
it was.
112, yeah. So that is a game of Barenpark, or Barenpark. So, Molo, as your customary last place and owner of this game, what did you think?
I really like this game. It's just so simple and straightforward, and there's that sort of slightly rush aspect to it, the sort of race to get everything, which was what destroyed me in this game, where I was racing to get all my 4 tiles out. That way I know exactly how to set something up, and by that time everybody had been perfectly aligning everything.
It seemed like a bit in the like as the turns were going on, it seemed like you were following, like I was going for pandas, you were going for pandas, but you were always one step behind me because I was first player.
I think one of the things that hurt you, Mo, looking at your park, is you've gone for an L shape. And I think you should probably go for a square. Because that gives you more options of...
To overlap.
You can overlap in multiple directions.
I only got that tile on the last turn, though. It was
you
just
went
going
in
a
a lot.
straight
Yeah,
line.
but I think a straight line is detrimental.
True.
Because, for example, this one is longer than 1 tile. This one. Which means you could only go in one direction then. Whereas if you've gone in a square, you could go multiple ways. And I think, as a rule of thumb, I mean, that's my first game. I have no idea. But I would say, generally, you probably want to go in a square rather than a line.
Well, the biggest problem I ran into is I was planning at the shape of my tiles without thinking about what I grab. And so for the last couple of turns, I was only getting 1 or 2 green tiles, which I was having to fill in. So it was
Interesting.
I think one of the things I suffered with was I was focusing too much on the achievement tiles.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, and I wasn't working efficiently. It was working efficiently towards getting a tile.
I pretty much ignored that, other than the fact that I knew I wanted to try and get this one because it seemed really difficult to get. And I knew roughly how I was going to do it, and so that's all I kind of went for, and everything else was take big tiles because I fill up lots of space.
Yeah.
And
they come with points as well. Yeah. The river one was the interesting one for me because the river one only gives you like 7 points essentially, but the river
it's hard to get.
But the rivers don't give you any points.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But the rivers do cover up interesting corners.
Yeah, they were very useful near the end.
All right, Carol Muller, what do you think of this game?
Yeah, generally, there's not too much. It's not a particularly complicated game. There's not really that much to say about it, but I like the sort of rush aspect. It's very simple, very easy to explain, which helps when I'm trying to explain a game. And it's just generally a good game. I would like to play the equivalents. I must admit, I sort of played Patchwork, and that was why I bought this, and I much prefer this to Patchwork.
How much would you rate it out of 10?
I don't know, it's probably worth a solid 7.5, maybe 8.
Okay. How about you, Dave?
Yeah, I think Maul's pretty covered it quite well. For me, it's a interesting enough filler game. It's something that you play in between something a bit heavier. I suspect Martin is a little bit correct on he might be better off building a square because it gives you more flexibility. I went that way through necessity rather than choice because I wanted to try and get the pandas in. And the only ones left with that weird, horrible shape. That probably worked against me in the end because I ended up with lots of little holes everywhere.
And again, you were almost steered in doing that because you were focusing on the achievement to get the panda one. And
Yeah.
potentially that's a detriment because you might have been. I mean, you got what 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Plus 2.
11 from that. You could have gone for that and another one of those and got
10
12
points.
points for that and
Being-
filled up more board in quicker time as
Yeah,
well.
because at the
So
moment
it
the
could
board,
be a bit of a red herring though. Those
the board that
achievements.
I'm left with, I literally need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Singles,
toilets
so that's 6 turns as well. Yeah.
and 6 turns, and all of these score nothing.
There's only one toilet left as well.
Whereas if that was there, for example, a 2 would have done
Fitted
both
over
of
there,
those.
and likewise 2s could have gone across there because that wouldn't have been.
So
So
by that lack of toilet, it's probably best nobody visits the top end of either of our parks.
well, I've got 2. They just
Oh, does a
outside
bear
the
shit in
park.
the woods?
I've got no toilets and 3 places to buy food, so mine's like utter chaos. It's like go in the river if you need it.
But yeah, so it's interesting stuff. It's it's like playing Tetris. You've got to get everything to fit in weird shapes. But yeah, I'd play it again. I find it enjoyable enough.
How much out of 10? Did you say? Yeah.
No, I didn't actually. Yeah, I'd probably say it's a little above average. I'll go with a 6. I don't think I'm quite.
You think Ian would like this? I think Ian would like the spatial element.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The man who can complete a Rubik's cube because there's only 3 moves apparently will very much enjoy playing with shapes.
Fair enough. How about you, Cubbly?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I've played Cottage Garden yesterday, in fact, so I can compare it directly to that. I think they're on par with each other, really. I mean, I probably prefer the theme in this one because the other one was about gardening.
And you love gardening.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fine. They're kind of inoffensive games. They don't take too long. The artwork on the cover is truly terrible, by the way. It's like an infant drew it.
Is that bear floating? Because the woman's legs cut off pretty low down there.
That's the standard Euro type
Maybe.
artwork, isn't it?
It's pretty bad, let's say that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether the achievement tiles are particularly
It depends what ones
balanced.
come out.
Yeah,
they are
absolutely.
bad.
But I was thinking of the panda one. It's easy to kind of be shut out of that by virtue of the fact that there's not that many panda tiles out there, really. And the river one's quite hard to engineer. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. I mean, that's
Depends
just.
how early you
I don't even know what else is in there. To be fair,
It just depends how early you go for the river one, because I found the river one really easy because I just
But that's what you did.
worked
yeah,
out my
absolutely, yeah.
board. It fitted perfectly.
But that might have been a detriment to you as well because you spent basically the first 3 turns putting that river down,
For
whatever it was, yeah.
Did-
And then
finish the
by
river.
that point, we'd move on to other boards.
Yeah,
You'd gone for the larger tiles and things like that, and you
Yeah.
missed out on all that because the
Yeah.
large tiles you can only get by getting the orange
The
bulldozer.
tractor,
The orange
yeah.
bulldozer comes on the additional board, so potentially that cost you some points as well. But again, I do wonder if the achievements are a little bit of a red herring. They're not that many points. You're much better off trying to fill a board because the first one you fill is 16 points, then 15, 14, etc. So you're better off filling 3 boards and engineering all your entire game and just getting those 3 achievements, I think. But that's just my
Wait,
feeling.
I think Mother's right. It depends what achievements come out. Because if all the achievements are like the panda one, then you're basically doing the same thing at the same time. You're going for filling up your board and you're completing achievements at the same time.
Yeah.
But like with this one, with the river and the fill 2 statues at the same
I quite
time.
liked that one because that was the one thing that I focused on because I thought it was difficult to do. I thought I'm going to desperately try and get that done because it's something you have to plan ahead with. The other ones you could just almost do by accident, like the third panda thing. You could almost do by virtue. I need that sort of S-shaped one. Oh, now I've done it. Whereas that you have to aim to do. And that got me a crap load of points doing that. I mean, 6 points from that. I got 23 from that, and then 10 from that, just in that one move.
Well, it's interesting because you completed the double statue one just before me, which is a 6-point swing essentially, because you got 3 points more than
We weren't far off that.
Yeah.
really.
Well, all 3 of us did it at the same time. In fact.
In
Yeah.
fact, it was more than 6-point swing because I got 11 and 12, and you must have got 9 and 10.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that just by virtue of you finishing that before me made you win. Yeah. Well, so what would you rate this?
I think it's probably a 6 as well. I think it's an above average filler game. It's all right, inoffensive. I'll play again. It's fine. I don't find it wowing, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think this is an interesting game for when you go to like conventions or mini gaming days or stuff like that. because the components are really nice in terms of solid little shapes and stuff, and the artwork is fine. The rules are really simple enough, so when you're playing with strangers, it's easy enough to explain to them what you're doing and what's to be done. The turns move pretty quickly, so there's not a lot of downtime except when it comes to my turn. Yeah, so it's not long as well. I mean, it says 30 to 45 minutes on the box. I reckon that's about right.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, it's a solid, interesting little game. There's enough replayability with the different achievements and stuff. So yeah, I'd give it a 6.5. I think it's a pretty solid game. It's nothing to rush out and run to the shops to go buy, but at the same time, I can't imagine it'd be that expensive. How much was this, Marlo?
It's going to be 20, 25
Yeah, I
quid.
think paid about 25 quid for it when I bought it. 25 quid as I was speaking into the box.
So yeah, I think 25 quid is totally worth it. Well worth it. Well, there you go. That's what we think of Barenpark from Mayfair Games and Lucatsspiel. So if you like it, go get yourself a copy. And
Hurrah.
we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Weird background music. Is something playing on your...
Scarlett's watching a video.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yes, I do remember now. Then freaking nut fruit. I should stop swearing because I'm filming.
Oh man,
You can cut this shit out.
Wrong people to fucking... Are you filming now?
Yeah.
This will all be at the fucking front of the video as well. Because the amount of times I've watched a video and you haven't cut the shit out, you just got fucking it'll do.
Blooper reel. Take one.
Where are the bodies, Jason?